There are a brave few intrepid seekers who reject the safe illusion of the mundane world and scour the dark corners of the earth for the truth, with single-minded focus and disregard for personal safety and happiness. And then there are guys like Dipper who blunder into a world of inexplicable by complete accident. Welcome to my review of Gravity Falls Season 1. This here show tells the story of twins Dipper and Mabel, who are spending the summer in Gravity Falls, Oregon, with their Grunkle Stan at his cheap tourist trap, the Mystery Shack. Throughout the first season, the twins have to deal with the mysterious paranormal happenings of the town, with a little help from their great uncle and his two employees, Wendy,
the mandatory love interest,
and Soos,
an overfed buffoon.
And if that's not enough, Dipper has a trump card. He has in his possession a mysterious journal detailing how to handle the freaky stuff he runs into. This journal is part of a set of 3, and he who possesses all 3 will be able to unlock the secret to tremendous power and stuff. So Dipper needs to keep the journal and his sister safe from the season's antagonist, a tubby little tent show psychic named Lil Gideon.
Yeah, he don't look so tough.
Well, he does get a giant robot at the end.
Really? How many guns does it have?
None?
Pansy.
I kind of have mixed feelings about Gravity Falls. There are some things I really like about it, but there are other things about the show that sort of bug me. First off, honestly, I didn't care for either of the 2 lead characters at the beginning. Let's start with our hero, Dipper. Man, this kid is dull. He's supposed to be one of those weird kids that's into unexplained mysteries, and frankly, I don't see it. Dipper's just too normal. To make one of these seeker types work, he needs a certain single-minded focus. Let's look at a guy who totally nails it.
It's only a matter of time before all the races of the universe serve the Urkan Empire!
I'll have them serve you the curly fries, the curly fries, the curly fries, the curly fries, the curly fries.
Okay, so the first time we see Dib, he's hanging out on his roof looking for alien invaders. And throughout Invader Zim, he'll relentlessly try and seek out Zim and foil his plans. This makes him a very proactive and dynamic character. Well, Dipper answers the Campbellian call to adventure with a resounding when I get around to it.
Boring.
Dipper cares more about his family and his summer crush than the mysteries of Gravity Falls. And while that might make him a well-rounded kid, it doesn't make him interesting. But I will say that by the end of the season, he does get a lot better. Okay, now on to Mabel. She is to me what Pinkie Pie is to people who don't like Pinkie Pie. Hyperactive funny girls are harder to write than just a non-stop barrage of non-sequiturs and animated quirky cuteness. To stop this character from being unspeakably irritating, she needs someone to play off of. Pinkie has the rest of the main 6, Nora has Ren, you get the idea. And actually, Mabel gets her partner in crime, and his name is Waddles, who's as adorable as he is dumb, and he's really, really dumb. Unfortunately, he doesn't show up until episode 9, which sucks, cause he focuses Mabel's energy and makes her really work. The only other times she works for me are during her rare moments of sincerity. So Tweedledum and Tweedledits don't get really good until mid-season. So it's a good thing Gravity Falls has a great set of supporting characters. First off, there's the awesomest dude in town, Grunkle Stan. He's a 2-bit con man, and almost every single thing he says is solid comedy gold. But under his sleazy shyster facade, he's actually an interesting dude. He's clever, cares about his family, and he's more informed about that business with the journals than he lets on. So Grunkle Stan,
shut up and take my money!
Next, Waddles isn't the only big dumb animal in the Mystery Shack. There's also Soos. For this guy, picture a fusion of Homer and Ernest, and that's pretty much Soos. He's big, he's dumb, his heart's in the right place, and he generally shows up to help the kids when they need it.
Help ain't exactly the right word, Private.
Well, sometimes his help isn't that helpful, but gosh darn it, he's trying, which is more than I can say about Wendy. She's Dipper's love interest, and that basically means she's the carrot that leads him around by the nose. Personality-wise, she's got a rebel free spirit thing going on, but really, she's somehow even more boring than Dipper. She almost never gets involved with solving problems, and we lose nothing when she's not around. We also get a more focused Dipper out of her non-presence. Alright, so that's the good guys, now onto the villains. The main antagonist of Season 1 is the tent show psychic named Little Gideon. This middle school medium is kinda funny. His primary gimmick is he's a two-faced creep, who's sweet and saccharine in public, but a raging monster in private. He's not a bad villain, and his desire to possess the Mystery Shack did keep me interested in what he was up to. But he's completely sidelined by the much more interesting Bill Cipher, who's some kind of reality-warping dream Dorito. He walks the line between charismatic Bond villain and crazy twisted Twilight Zone reject. In his one episode, he really puts the good guys through their paces. He's also clearly involved in the strange happenings at Gravity Falls, and is just plain awesome. Now, in addition to the heroes and villains, the sleepy Oregon town is home to all kinds of colorful characters, like local kook Old Man McGucket.
Someone needs to sign his commitment papers post-haste.
There are some wacky cops, gnomes, a crazy clan of lumberjacks, and even more. All these supporting characters really make the town feel alive. Next, Gravity Falls has great atmosphere. I love the sleazy, cheesy sideshow vibe the show has. It's a lot like a kinder, gentler Sam and Max Hit the Road. The Mystery Shack is packed to the brim with all kinds of cheesy kitsch, like the jackalope and those stupid singing fish. Also, I really appreciated that the town lake has a Nessie or Champ-like sea monster. And there are some even more subtle touches, like Dipper reading the Weekly World News, and the Batboy cameo. So the setting and art design are a big win in my opinion. Finally, the last problem I have with Gravity Falls is their kitchen sink approach to storytelling. They want to have everything. First, they want to tell this big, overarching story with the journals and Gideon and Bill, but they also want every episode to stand on its own. They want to have a summer romance, and it all feels like a big mess as a season.
That don't mean a thing in syndication.
That's true. When broadcast out of order on TV, the hodgepodge approach is no big deal. But if you watch Gravity Falls like I did, as a marathon, it all feels kinda disjointed. Okay, now it's time to break down the good and the bad in Gravity Falls Season 1. On the good side, the town of Gravity Falls is an interesting place with big mysteries and a huge cast of colorful characters. The show has great animation and a legit sense of humor. On the other hand, some of the characters are better than others. It takes a long time for Dipper and Mabel to hit their stride, and Wendy never hits it. And frankly, the show's structure is a bit of a mess as a season, as it's just not focused enough on its main story. And that does adversely affect the season. So I'm going to call this one a diamond in the rough, and give Gravity Falls Season 1 a 3.75 out of 5. Thanks so much to everyone who voted Gravity Falls this year's holiday request video. And thank you for watching. If you're interested in more reviews of anime, movies, TV shows, comic books, or video games, check out my channel on YouTube at StupidPrivate913, or find my Facebook and Deviantart pages for video updates and more. Merry Christmas.
Hey kids, today's show is brought to you by the letter 4 and the number potato! I'm a stupid private.